So Abhishek, whenever we've been talking about Open Solaris, always one terminology that we keep hearing is ZFS file system.
Yes.
I would like you to tell our readers what a file system is.
Okay, so you see, one of the responsibilities or one of the function which operating system provides is managing your files. For example, let's see over here. I'm going to create a new blank file in Open Solaris window. It's just an empty file. Now, these files can contain any data which you want. These files need to be managed on your hard disk,
Okay.
or any external storage devices which are required. So the portion of operating system which is responsible for managing these files is called the file system. And because most of the activities which you do on your computer on a daily basis is essentially file oriented. You write to file, you save data into the files, or you read from files. So that way, file system is a very important component of operating system.
So are there many file systems?
Yes, there are multiple file systems. There are so many file systems actually. You see, this task of managing files can be done in many possible ways. So every operating system prefers a particular style or a particular file system in order to perform this critical task. For example, Windows XP or your Windows Vista, Windows 7, they're all NTFS based. Their file system is NTFS. That's a very common file system which everyone uses. Your pen drives, these devices, external devices usually are formatted using FAT32 file system. So yes, there are multiple file systems, and every operating system has got its own choice of file system. Open Solaris uses ZFS file system, and that's a very unique feature about Open Solaris.
So Abhishek, what's special about ZFS?
Okay, so see, one thing which is so special about ZFS is that ZFS has been developed from ground up. So all the assumptions which were made, file systems were developed right, way back in history, 20 years ago or 30 years ago. So a lot of assumptions were made at that point of time. Now ZFS was written ground up, so there were no assumptions made. It's a absolutely new file system. It supports devices with lots and lots of storage. In terms of terabytes, it can very conveniently support such devices. And on a usability level, it provides certain very interesting features like snapshotting, cloning. Okay, so because of that, what you can do is that you don't have to keep taking backups again and again and again. The backup process becomes very simple. The data integrity is maintained throughout. So that means what happens is you have certain errors which creep in with time. For example, they are called silent data corruption, which can happen because of which your file might become, over a period of time, it might get corrupted without you knowing it. But in case of ZFS, that doesn't happen. So it's like the data integrity is always maintained. These are some of the very special features. In fact, I recommend all your readers to go and try out the ZFS community page on opensolaris.org and learn more about it.
So there's one more doubt I have.
Yes.
After I've installed Open Solaris, can I also continue using my other operating systems?
Yes, you can very conveniently continue using your other operating systems. For example, Windows, you can when you install Open Solaris, Open Solaris installer would automatically identify any existing Windows partition, NTFS partitions, and make certain entries into the grub, which is the bootloader of Open Solaris. And while you are trying to boot into, when you start your computer, it will give you an option whether you want to boot into Open Solaris or you want to boot into Windows. There is a little difference if you want to dual boot Open Solaris with Linux, because both Linux and Open Solaris use grub. So you can, or what you need to do is you need to first install Linux and then install Open Solaris. That way, you can dual boot with Linux as well. So, for example, this computer of mine, which you can see, it has 3 operating systems. It has Linux, it has Open Solaris, and it has the beta version of Windows 7 as well. So, just to show you, all 3 of them are simultaneously working absolutely fine.
So some of our readers have asked this question whether we could continue using our NTFS partitions after installing Open Solaris, because you spoke about a different file system, ZFS file system with Open Solaris. Could we continue accessing NTFS?
Yes, you can actually access your primary NTFS partitions very easily in Open Solaris. There is a package which you would need to install. It does not come by default. You just need to download a very small package. It is called NTFS 3G, which is possible, which you can download. I think it is also bundled with the Digit DVD for your readers. They can just simply install that, and after installing that, they can mount their NTFS partitions with read and write access in Open Solaris. So you would be able to use your files, your videos, your music, everything which you have in your Windows partition very conveniently onto Open Solaris.
So Abhishek, by all what you've spoken about Open Solaris, and I'm sure our readers will also agree on that, Open Solaris seems to be a very easy operating system to adapt and learn.
Yes, Nash. So Open Solaris is actually very easy to install. Managing applications and packages is very easy. It can very easily coexist with an existing installation of Windows. So overall, yes, it's absolutely a breeze.
Okay, Abhishek, but still, there are bound to be doubts that are going to come up. So our readers who are using Open Solaris, who have decided to adapt Open Solaris as an operating system, how do they get their doubts clarified? How do they, get their questions addressed?
Yes. So Nash, there are many discussion forums and communities out there for Open Solaris from which your readers can seek in support. Just go to opensolaris.org and you will see there are various mailing lists related to every aspect of Open Solaris onto which they can go and ask questions. And for overall, if they have any other question which they want to ask, I would request all your readers to come out and join Mumbai Open Solaris User Group, which you can see the link below, and you can come and join us and send any queries regarding Open Solaris that you have over there, or send me an email directly at learning@opensolaris.org, and we will try and get the questions answered.
Thank you.